Is AI coming to golf, or is it already here? You needn't be a rocket scientist to know artificial intelligence is all the rage these days. For a long time, we believed AI was in our future, but that future was always projected to be decades away. But the rise of everyday AI has changed that sentiment. The future is here, it's now, and we're living with it. That begs the question, is artificial intelligence in golf? Is it? The simple answer is yes. AI moved into the golf neighborhood, got a small house, then expanded, paid off its mortgage, and now hosts Sunday brunch with a grill in the yard. It's not moving anytime soon. Although golf seems like the sport least likely to use AI, there is a boatload of ways the technology has been integrated. In fact, AI is so ingrained in golf that the only way to get it out might involve an exorcism. We see AI in equipment technology, TV broadcast, golf course design, and several other aspects of the game. And it's not new. It's been there for ages now. Understanding what AI means is the key to understanding it. Put simply, artificial intelligence uses computers to identify, measure, and predict performance, whether of a golfer, club, or a ball. Dawn of AI. In the PGA Tour, the first implementation of AI might just be ShotLink. You already know it, that graphic that displays how many players have knocked their balls onto the green, fairway, or rough and how far a drive was shot. The technology was developed in-house by the PGA Tour in collaboration with IBM and IDS, now Sports Media Technology Corporation. When you go to the PGA Tour's official website and scroll to the stats page, everything you see is linked to ShotLink. When you click on a player's name on the leaderboard and select a golf hole, it shows the location of every shot every player took in a match. We live in an era where data is gold because it can be harnessed to improve every aspect of the game, including how players play and how spectators enjoy the sport. With the data obtained from this technology, analysts and coaches can predict how well players perform based on their recent actions. This might also come in handy for players looking to improve their game or fans looking to make a bet. A team of weekly volunteers gathered data for the PGA Tour's ShotLink system. The Columbus Dispatch, Ohio, first explained how this works over 8 years ago. According to her story, each of the 18 holes on a golf course is equipped with 2 lasers. One of the pair sits by the green while the other is placed halfway down the hole. So, every time a play is made and a ball lands and rolls to a stop, the volunteers fire the closest laser beam to the ball to record its position on the course. Since backups are always good as a failsafe, volunteers also record the position on a paper grid with a dot to show the ball's closeness to a hole. Afterward, the camera tracks the second and third shots if necessary. Every measurement taken by the lasers is related to an on-site ShotLink truck, which then forwards it to the PGA Tour website and TV networks on the course, such as the Golf Channel, CBS, and any other international TV stations available. The readings may then be converted into animated graphics, such as those that display where the tee shot lands and the resulting score for each hole, bogey, par, or birdie. You typically see them represented as yellow, red, or white balls on the graphics. What can AI do? It might be laughable to think of the AI uprising beginning in golf. No one is exactly getting nightmares from golf clubs suddenly achieving sentience. But what about the viewing audience? Can they be sold a lie? It's unlikely we'll find Dr. Telegast right now. That's still very much a sci-fi thing. Not because it's impossible, but because it'd be difficult, crazy expensive, and require multiple parties to pull off flawlessly. You'd need control of the entire feed of a tournament as well as a computer model of the course and every golfer playing there. You also need exact digital replicas of each hole and the equipment used by each golfer. Right now, that's a rather convoluted process that will have the best computer chips convulsing and ultimately keeling over with the tiny semiconductor feet in the air. In fact, it'd be much more difficult and expensive to fake a tournament than to host a real one. Plus, it would take a crazy amount of advancement to fly under the radar to pull off such a feat and fool everyone. You've seen video games and esports, they're hardly flawless. You just need one polygon out of place for a fan to think, hey, why does Tiger Woods have a soul patch? Where is it mostly used? AI may already be in golf, but its use and integration can still improve. For now, here are the ways it's being used. Equipment. In our video weighing Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods for the GOAT tag, one of the main talking points for why both men succeeded in their different eras was golf equipment technology. A golf club might appear to be no more than a weighted stick or rod, but there are standards it must adhere to and precisions that cannot be overlooked. Golf balls aren't any different either. Their designs are crucial to how the sport is played and whether or not one player has an advantage over others. AI plays a huge role in golf equipment, and there's no better proof of that than the Paradigm AI smoke developed by Callaway. The company boasts that its club can correct shot shape by up to 19 yards. You can just imagine how interesting the prospect must be for golfers. The club was likely designed by computers to simulate golf shots and track real golfers hitting shots in real time to make calculations about what club face helps correct the ball flight of poor golfers. Callaway isn't new to this either. In fact, over 5 years ago, they released the Epic Flash, which also integrated artificial intelligence into its design. They prompted a supercomputer to design the face of a club for a standard club body. The supercomputer dilated 15,000 versions of club faces before finding the perfect one that matched the rest of the club and gave the ball the fastest possible speed without breaking USGA limits at the time. The result of that process was the Flash Face driver and a matching set of fairway woods. Callaway predicted that it would have taken over 3 decades for the supercomputer to make all the calculations necessary to arrive at the ideal solution, the Epic Flash. Also, since artificial intelligence, the one capable of running such computations as Callaway requires, cannot afford to have the toddler brains of ChatGPT-1, you can bet it's the size of a room or a tower. But even then, with how much golf equipment companies require AI, you can bet even a computer of that size takes a moment to wipe the sweat from its brows. Because AI is not only used for shot correction, but also for determining shape, size, and the number of dimples on a ball, including where those dimples should be, such that the balls have the best flight and stopping characteristics imaginable. Then comes the testing phase. First, the ball is tested in imaginary or simulated flight for aerodynamics. Then, it's tested with Iron Byron, the golf machine named in honor of Byron Nelson. Finally, they test it with real people. Even in this testing phase, AI is used to identify what happens to the ball in different wind conditions, such as downwind, no wind, crosswinds, and side winds. And if you don't already know, the kind of paint used in golf balls is rather specific. You can't just slather a ball in any paint or color and think it'll go well. Then, they must also account for what the balls are stuffed with and how that affects their flight, distance, stopping, and straightness abilities. Golf course design. Golf courses are another major aspect of golf that uses AI. Architects use computer-aided design (CAD) systems to create, map, and draw landscapes and holes before any dirt is moved to shape a course. CAD programs aren't new and have been in use in the architectural and engineering world for over half a century. Within that time, they've become commonplace in course design within the last 40 years. What makes CAD a crucial part of the process is that it removes the trial and error aspect of creating a course. Designers can estimate how much of everything needs to be moved, whether it's dirt for creating a mound or digging out a bunker, and that's because moving a cubic yard of dirt costs money. For example, the TPC Sawgrass course has mounds around its holes. However, holes 6 and 7 no longer have a mound between them but a lake instead. With CAD, designers can determine how many cubic yards are in a hill for removal or rebuilding, and we can only wonder where that dirt wound up and how much it costs to relocate. So, while AI might be great for doing homework at the last minute or turning horrible lyrics into a Drake song, it's a great addition for advancing manufacturing and designing processes, whether that's for simulation, estimation, creating new designs, or extracting data for overall improvements. So, even though we may not yet be able or willing to build a golf course on the moon, if we really want to, AI is the only way to go. I know that there's all the debate about the ethics of using AI, and we all nurse the silent fear that they might one day turn on us. Until that happens, AI is nothing but a computer-created entity. It's only as good as we let it be. So, if used right by people who know how to make it work and who also know how to get the job done, with or without AI in the picture, we'll be just fine. How'd I know? Well, do you remember Apollo 13? Maybe not. An important part of that shuttle failed. and it was up to people still on Earth and the astronauts whose lives were on the line to find a way around it. They had to do so with things in the capsule because they were short on oxygen to make the return trip as planned. Guess what? It didn't take AI to solve that problem. If you like videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Finally, leave your thoughts in the comments about what you think of artificial intelligence in golf.